guess I should call myself Laura Marie Games. That's probably already a username because I have the most basic username ever. But today we're here for a different type of video. If you can already tell, which you probably already could if you clicked on this video, but we are going to be attempting today to run a business in the new Businesses and Hobbies expansion pack from the Sims 4 game. We are going to attempt to run a daycare business. Because if you don't know, have been going through my IVF journey and just really want a freaking baby. No, but I also work with kids, and running a daycare sounds so fun if they didn't pay you like trash. So this is my dream scenario, is to have this cute little daycare, which I did find from the gallery. I don't know who it is from, but I literally searched daycare and checked off the few packs I have, and this was one of the options, and I thought it was so cute. It doesn't really fit in this world, which I don't even know which world I'm building in. Is that bad? Okay, so we are in beautiful Del Sol Valley, which I'm pretty freaking sure, based on my limited knowledge on Sims 4, no, that's not the new pack. Del Sol Valley. Which pack would that have been from? Oh, San Sequoia. It's from, what's that pack from? What's that kids pack from? Grow Together or whatever, the family pack. I think that's where that's from. Anyways, this whole little thing does not really match, which I know would be some people's pet peeves, but I can't do a lot. I can't really build a cute little daycare like I put in here, and I needed inspo. So we have this bright, magical daycare and house in San Sequoia in the Sims 4 world. I'm so sorry, I'm struggling. I am not a new simmer. I did do Sims a lot as a kid, but I unfortunately have a lot of childhood trauma and have very select memories of my childhood. I laugh because I'm just, laughing through the pain. But no, I did play Sims as a kid, and I know there was one Sims pack where you could do daycare. I never personally did it because I didn't do too much Sims as a kid. But I have more recently gotten into Sims 4, I'd say in the past year. And this was actually my first build on my new PC that I got, which is super exciting. So there will be lots of more gaming videos to come if you are interested. If this is your first ever video on my channel and you're like, it's a planning channel, well, there will be other things too. And if you're here for the planning content will still be here too. I just like to do, my passions and hobbies and film them and archive it, whatever. Anyways, I am very excited for this build. I have previously built my house in The Sims 4 that I moved into about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. So I did build that. I will link that down below in my very short Sims 4 playlist. But yeah, I have been having fun. I wanted to download the Business and Hobbies expansion pack because I thought the gameplay was super cool, and two gameplay ideas I had right off the bat were the daycare and a doggy daycare business, which, if you don't know, my husband Jake and I do a little doggy daycare boarding business on the side of our professional jobs. So I thought it'd be fun to do that in The Sims 4. Basically, if you don't know, I would highly suggest Wikipediaing it because unfortunately I am not the best source of Sims information. But the newest expansion pack that came out was Businesses and Hobbies in The Sims 4, allowing you to run your own business with your hobbies that you enjoy from the comfort of your own home or from really anywhere on the Sims 4 maps. So I got this expansion pack because, like I said, I had big dreams and I saw the gameplay options and it just looks so fun. So the very first idea I decided to do was this daycare, and like I said, I got inspired from this daycare I found on the Sims4 gallery. I will link the person who's the sim ID if you want to download this. I literally have like no pack, so most likely you'll be able to download this. If you can't download it because you don't have all the packs, I would still download it and just add like things filler, because it's such a cute daycare and it's been really fun playing with it. So I basically took inspiration from that house and the colors and the layout and everything, the windows, literally everything for my house as a little daycare girly. And I do have experience working in those fields. I have worked at a daycare, I've worked at camps, I've worked at schools. I got my special education degree, so I have lots of experience with that. So I kind of felt like I knew the type of person that would live in this space, and they would be really bright and fun. And I made sure to include like kids artwork and just like fun quirky stuff. I really felt like it was like me in another life, like if I was single and rich. So yeah, in this little series, it's not a series, this is, well, maybe it will be a series, my businesses and hobbies in the Sims 4 that I try to attempt, but I will show you, I do build this house for the first half of this video, and then the last half will be the gameplay, which I feel like I should have said at the beginning because my retention rate is probably so low now for the people who didn't want to see a build video, especially by someone who doesn't really know how to build. But I thought I would include it just as all one video, make it small and concise, because I know it's not like everyone on my channel's favorite content, and also I'm not like a sim tuber at all. Like I'm not that good. This is really just me doing my hobbies with you guys, having fun, showcasing it. I don't really know, but I decided to make this house bright and colorful. It's a cute little 1-bedroom. I don't even know if you'd call it 1-bedroom, but it's basically like a lofted studio, I'd say. So there's like a staircase, and I made that little section in the front, the little bump out, a like 2-story. So I deleted the ceiling, so there's like a 2-story, and there's a really pretty pink chandelier I end up putting there, I think right now actually, which is perfect timing. So yeah, I just think this turned out really cute and fun. This is like such a dream of mine as someone who is like literally just wanting a baby so bad. I would do anything to work in a daycare with a bunch of babies right now, except I don't want to get sick. And I have been working with kids for 15 years now, literally since I was 13, 15 years now, and the sicknesses are just terrible, guys. Like, oh, I love working remote now because I just don't get disease and sickness every freaking week of my life. So yeah, I will say that's a major downside. And in The Sims 4, you don't really get sick, but we will get to the gameplay later of this video and kind of how running a daycare went for me in The Sims 4. But if you have any other ideas of any other fun little businesses I could run, maybe a tattoo shop, because I know they release tattoo artists and shops as an option now in the new businesses and hobbies expansion pack, that would be super fun. I love getting a tattoo. I just don't have infinite money, unfortunately. So yeah, going back to this build, I made the kitchen yellow with the new home base game update. Kitchen base game update. And I think this new kitchen is so cute. The kitchen counters, they're so cute for base game. I really love it. So those kitchen counters are base game. I end up switching the fridge and like the stove or the oven or whatever you want to call it for something pink right here. Yeah. And yeah, I just thought this was a really cute space. I really tried to bring in the 3 colors, pink, blue, and yellow. And you'll see later I end up incorporating the pansexual flag and kind of ran with my sim being identifying as pan, because the colors really matched, and we just love that for my sim. So yeah, so I thought this kitchen was so cute, and I just love the layout of this house with like the kitchen there and the staircase in between, and then the living room, and then just like the bathroom and bedroom upstairs. And then I just love like what I did with the colors. This beautiful chevron tile I use in the kitchen is from, God, I don't know. I think the Cats and Dogs pack. If not, it's from the Growing Together pack. The pack that I'm growing, that I'm building the world in, that I'm building in the world of. I don't know. Do I know English? I don't know. So yeah, I just really love how this kitchen came together. I think it looks super, super cute. And I have no idea where this lamp is from. Not lamp. Do I know words? Light. It's technically a ceiling light, but it's so perfect. It matches the colors perfectly that I use in the kitchen, and I just think it's so fun. I know a lot of simmers, and this is why I know I'm not a true sim YouTuber, because they love cluttering. Why can't I talk today? I have no idea. I clearly don't know my sim terminology, but they love cluttering the shelves, and cluttering for me is just so freaking hard. It's so finicky, and I think it's just something you have to do more to like get used to. I've already like recently, since restarting my sim career in the past year, have started alt placing things and using that move objects cheat. But still, cluttering is like super hard for me. So if anyone has any tips, I tried doing the shelf thing on this video, as you guys probably saw. But if anyone has any tips, I'm sure there's lots of more professional people out there who play Sims watching this video. So feel free to leave any tips down below. But the packs I have, if you're curious, are the Cats and Dogs. Actually, how do I actually see this? Because I would love to actually tell you guys the names instead of me guessing, but that would require me to know how to do that. So I have For Rent, which is like the Thailand, Southeast Asian inspired one. That was actually the first one I bought, the first pack I bought. I have the Businesses and Hobbies, and then I have Growing Together, which is the like family pack. I have the Cats and Dogs pack, and then I have some other, like, I know I have Pastel Pop Kit. I have Laundry Day. I have lots of other random ones. I have some of the free ones that were free for a little bit while they were doing promotions just in the past year, though, because like I said, I've just recently gotten into Sims and gaming and all that again, and I've been really, really enjoying my journey, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I wish I could be like my favorite SimTubers and tell you where everything from each pack is from, but I'm just not that talented enough. Look at this pink chandelier. It's so freaking cute. And yeah, I ended up changing the walls because I wanted part of this first floor to be technically 2 floors, I guess. I don't know, like open. So I wanted the walls to look more seamless. But I end up adding a really cute new pattern wall from the Business and Hobbies expansion pack, and I think it's so cute. So I end up adding that pattern wall as an accent wall, which I don't know too much about interior design, but I know a little bit about like accent walls and stuff like that because my dad was an architect and always painted our rooms growing up, and we always had an accent wall, and so I would always get to pick like the color of my room and like the accent wall. So yeah, that was fun. Here I am adding some of that pansexual stuff. I just thought the pink, blue, and yellow colors were obviously perfect, and You know, we love a girl who's pan, or anyone who's pan for that matter. So yeah, I just wanted to represent, and The Sims 4 in a time where lots of companies are stepping away from LGBTQIA plus stuff. Oh, I guess I end up putting a mirror there, but I think I end up putting that specific piece upstairs later. That mirror is from Businesses and Hobbies, and it's so cute. But at a time where a lot of companies are stepping away from the LGBTQIA plus stuff, I love that The Sims 4 just like recently released a bunch of Pride stuff and a whole new Pride update and collection. I just think that's wonderful and great and says a lot. And for a lot of people, this game is like an outlet to be someone else or to be who they actually want to be. And so I think it's important to have that representation in there as an option for people who want to use it. Obviously, not everyone has to use it, but I think it's great as an option. And I know when I was building my own house, I loved having the buy stuff. Because I have buy stuff like all over my office. So it was nice to kind of incorporate that and put that in my Sims 4 house too, because I could definitely see that as like a barrier for a lot of people who want to represent themselves in this game. And I just like that The Sims 4 gives us that opportunity. So yeah. As you can see, my house section here is really small because this daycare and playground, really, that's where a lot of my money went. I also should mention, this is like not a rags to riches type video where I start with $0 or however simoleons you get. I think it's like 20,000 simoleons you get at the base of a Sims game. I definitely cheated. This is my dream scenario, guys. I'm going through a lot, and so my dream scenario is to have this daycare and run this little life with all the babies. No, but yeah, I just money cheated the code. So obviously this isn't like if you start an actual Sims game, this isn't ideal. This isn't possible. It's probably ideal, but it's not possible. And you need to make money first. But yeah, we just went right to the rich girl status, opened up our dream daycare, and built our dream matching house next to it. And I'm really here for it. Okay. You know, this girl's going through a lot maybe, so we just gotta support her, aka me. I love this pink checkered tile so much. I wanted to use it in the kitchen, but using it in the bathroom I think was a lot cuter. And then they have matching floor tile, which I just love. Like, this bathroom, such a vibe. Such a vibe. And I love the pastel pop mirror. I love the laundry machines, how they come in those cute pastel colors. And yeah, I think it's super cute. The bedroom kind of took me a little bit while to figure out. Like, oh my god, I think this pink fluffy rug that I had down for a hot second would have been really, really cute. But I ended up going with the hardwood. I made like a cute little work from home desk setup, which is what I have, but this girl's going into that daycare every single day. I mean, she lives right next door to it, so she kind of just more games there in the gameplay. Obviously, there's not, I don't think, really work from home options in Sims 4 right now. But I thought of this as like a cute little, you know, work from home backdrop. That's what I always think of now since 2020. And I love the bookshelf I put in from Pastel Pop with those same colors. I think it looks so, so cute. And yeah, like I said, I decided to use some more of the new LGBTQIA plus stuff pack, or it's not a pack, it's like literally free in base game. So you guys can literally, if you're watching this and you've never played Sims before and you're like, oh, now I want to play Sims, you can literally download Sims for free. If you have a computer, you can download it for free. I have a PC, so I play it on my PC, but they also have like apps in the App Store. I don't think they're as good, like definitely not as good in terms of building, But I used to play that on my iPad every day in college. I would play Sims4 free play or Sims free play, whatever it's called. So much fun. So there's definitely other options if you don't have a PC or, you know, whatever. But the Sims 4 base game is free, and there is lots of things you can do with just the base game pack. That's what I played with for a while until I finally got inspired enough to, well, what really inspired me was the For Rent pack because it was Thai inspired. And now I'm like, well, now I want all the packs. So yeah. But at this point, I don't really know if there's like a Sims 5 coming out. Like, I feel like they release so many packs and kits and all those things that, and they keep doing that there's not really like, I don't know. I just don't really see them releasing a Sims 5 anytime soon, but who knows? Not me, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm going to be finishing up my house here, and this build portion will be finally over. Again, I'm just learning how to build. Definitely let me know if you have any build tips down below. I've definitely gone into like the TikTok algorithm of some of the build stuff. I was just putting down some kids art crafts there, which I thought were so realistic because as someone who works with kids, you get so many drawings and pictures and everything to take home every day. These new string lights from the Businesses and Hobbies pack are so freaking cute. And then yeah, I wanted to make sure to obviously add exterior lighting. And I pretty much just finished everything off. I added an easel to that upper deck there. There's lots of, well, I guess there's like 2 balconies, which is so nice. This is such a dream house again. But can you imagine like painting on that easel? I think I should do that with my sim and see what she paints. That'd be really, really fun. Put it all over our house as artwork. And then I kind of just mimicked the landscaping that was in the house, the daycare that I downloaded, as well as what was in the surrounding community of San Sequoia. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the build. And then I did end up making a little sim. I show you guys this process pretty fast, but I just made her pretty basic. Obviously a girl with pigtails. And yeah, I kind of just did all her outfits, made her what I imagined my little girly as. I think I named her Piper. What did I name her? Now I can go back to my world. What did I name you? Piper. Oh, and I did name her Piper after White Lotus. Piper. What did I name you? What is your name? How do I see her name, guys? Piper Herring. It was just like a random name that came up, but I did do Piper after White Lotus Piper because duh. But yeah, I just did her outfits really quick. I made sure to give her fun little characteristics that would work well in a daycare setting because that was my goal all along with this. And yeah, Piper is a young adult. She's single. She goes by she, her pronouns. She's pansexual. She lives in this cute little house and runs a daycare. And we're going to get into her adventures of what that daycare is like. We end up doing 4 days in this video. If you guys want more gameplay, let me know. But I really just wanted to try out my first ever daycare business. Wait, oh, Piper was an option. That's funny. I thought of it myself, but I guess I saw it as an option. Did I spell Piper wrong? I feel like that looks like Pipper, but I don't know because I feel like it's with 1 P, but who knows. We're gonna call her Piper, and she has special spelling. But yeah, we're gonna run this daycare for 4 days in this video. Like I said, if you want more gameplay, let me know, or if you have any other ideas, let me know. I do want to do a doggy daycare business for sure, or like a dog cafe or something like that. I think would be really, really fun. So we end up setting up the business here. We called it Happy Tots, and there are lots of presets for different businesses if you want to open one of those, but daycare and what I was looking for was not an option. So I went ahead and selected the lot settings, aka the business activities that would go on in the lot. So I do end up taking out the cook and exchanging it for eat. I'm pretty sure I did put sleep because I wanted to fulfill, like, if you think about it, child's daycare, they're fulfilling like child's needs, which is eating and sleeping. I of course played with infant and toddler toys, and then played with basic toys like for other kid age, I guess, because the other one is just infant and toddler. And then I did play on playground equipment because we have fire playground equipment on this lot. All right, then I set the customer criteria to only infant, toddlers, and child, and made that selected required so no one else could come of a different age. And I did uncheck that box where it says caregiver stays. So the caregivers do end up leaving, making it kind of a daycare. So like I said, did not build this daycare. I downloaded it from the gallery, but I think it's super cute. And to start off, I basically was just doing the Tamurai introduction to everyone, which is a cute little Y, as we say in Thai, W-A-I. So I put in the little ticket booth, which ensures people to check in. And I'm pretty sure for the first day I did a flat rate, but after watching some gameplay videos, the days going forward, I ended up doing an hourly rate, which I think was a lot better, and I ended up making a lot more money. So right now it's just me and the daycare, lots and lots of kids. Trashly ended up coming for a freaking visit, which I would be terrified of if I was a kid personally, and there was no way of sending this freaking guy home. No way at all. So he ended up coming in and freaking eating and bothering me while there's literal kids just playing in the background. And like literally, if it were me, I would be terrified of this guy. Raccoon. It's a raccoon, and I'm terrified of raccoons. So right now it's just me. I ended up cooking some food. No kids really came and ate. Also, can we talk about how Trashly just came in like that through our back door because I locked our front door, so he came in our back door. I started criticizing him. I didn't really want him there. I thought he would be a terror to the kids, because if it were me, I'd be a terror. He would be a terror. I think I have whatever the raccoon phobia is. So he ended up going home. He is the worst part of the Business and Hobbies expansion pack. I'm sorry, someone had to say it. But yeah, I ended up giving a little kid a bath. I kind of just let my sim free range. I did notice there was lots of spills this day, and I had to fulfill my needs as well. So I was really just starting to think I needed to hire someone. And I'm pretty sure you can have 3 other employees. So at this rate, I was really looking to hire someone. I ended up hiring these 2 people right off the bat on the street. One of them is my homegirl, Alice Spencer Kim. She is employee of the freaking year, spoiler alert, but we hired her first, and we went ahead and set some of her tasks to like cook, cook, be friendly, play with kids, take care of kids, etc. And then we ended up hiring this guy too, who I honestly don't even freaking remember his name or care to remember his name, because it was just, he was terrible. He was just not one for the kids. So it was us 3 at this point running the daycare, still business day 1. My day 1 business was definitely the longest day. I even later tried like going home and seeing if they could still run the daycare, but see, that's me there trying. But I realized that's kind of cruel to the employees because then they're working like nonstop. And also I just decided to end the day anyway later once I fulfilled some of those needs at home. So yeah, really just playing with the kids. This guy over here, not doing anything. At least Alice is cooking. Look at her cook in the kitchen. She is cooking like a boss. And this guy over here, I guess he's talking to a little kid, but it's just like, it's just not enough. Spoiler alert to later on. So yeah, I was really ending day one feeling like Alice was a superstar. This guy was okay, but I was like, I want to get another employee, and I really don't know why I went so hard on the employees. As you'll see at the end, I really only needed one employee all along. And yeah, this is the day one stats. Not the best day. So I ended up fulfilling some of my needs. I changed some things about the kitchen. I added a bunch of trash cans because there were like no trash cans in this saved game or saved lot. And trash cans are a necessity, especially when playing with kids in The Sims 4. So yeah, I also added a monkey bars earlier to the lot. And I don't know if I do it now or later, but I end up taking out the little water park. Yeah, here I go doing it. And I put in a swing set. But for some reason, the kids just love that pirate playground ship, which I'm pretty sure is from base game, which is great, I guess. So I ended up just spending some time fulfilling my needs. And I'm pretty sure this day was Saturday. So I decided to go and hit the town after getting ready with my girl Alice, and we were going to go recruit some people for Happy Tots. So called up my girl Alice and we went to the library, I think in Nordhaven. Yeah, we went to the library and we scouted out some new employees for our biz Happy Tots. I was kind of playing around because I didn't realize you could literally hire someone like somewhere else. I thought they would have to be at the business. So I ended up hiring and then firing this one girl, and then ended up hiring this guy named Jay. Jay Robbles. He is a young adult, and the thing about Jay is he is a gourmet cook. So just remember that. I opened up day 2, realized I had 2 perk points already, which are things you can use to help your business grow, and you gain them by like, I don't even know, guys, but I gained like 1 or 2 stars, and then I got some points. So I decided to use those points, and I decided to get tipped, which was an option to allow customers to tip. And I will say this was a very good option and choice of me. Option from The Sims, choice by me, because the tips do really come in, and it did feel kind of weird choosing that because in a real daycare you would not be asking for tips, but it's The Sims 4 and that was an option, so here we are. So we started day 2 off strong. We basically had 3 other employees at this point plus me, and I basically made everyone's jobs the same, which included cooking, playing with infants, children, and toddlers, maybe like fixing objects, being friendly, being funny. Then this freaking guy set the house on fire because he has no cooking skill, and because I did set his like one of his activity or tasks at the small business to cook, he did try and cook. So that was definitely my bad. I really hope I didn't cause any children's trauma this day because I would have been traumatized had I seen that. So yeah, this guy has now not only not interacted with any of the kids, but he has now set the kitchen on fire. But at least he's cleaning up here. That was helpful. So yeah, I continued to take care of the babies. Basically the babies would kind of like, the parents would drop them off, but then sometimes they would just disappear. And I guess that would just be them leaving the lot. For the most part, the kids really took care of themselves. I would say the toddlers and the infants were definitely much more needy. But the children really took care of themselves. So at this point, we had so many chefs in the kitchen. We had Alice cooking. We had my guy Jay, who does gourmet cooking. So I decided to maybe make this into a business opportunity, as this is the Businesses and Hobbies pack. And I put in a display case where you can sell things. And I took the meals Jay was cooking, because he was cooking. And I put them up for sale. Mind you, my targeted customers that were coming in and out were only infants, toddlers, and children. So did anyone buy anything the whole time? I think no. Across the 4 days I played, I think no. Just a little spoiler alert. So yeah. Anyways, for now I am busy taking care of the babies, and you can really see here who shines as an employee and who doesn't. But I basically ended up firing him because, what is your name? I honestly don't even know. I don't even know why he's not in my connections anymore. Like, I think we just really ended on bad terms, because I literally have my Sims connections and he's not here. So I don't know his name, but I think we ended on bad terms, and so he was fired. So now I just had Alice and Jay ending day 2, and I will say day 2 was also not the best because we had the fire from our lovely employee, but we also had to pay for 3 employees at this point. But as you can tell, always having great customer relationships. I made sure to greet everyone, thank everyone for repeated business, give the introduction, welcome them to the business, did all those business tasks. And then obviously the ambiance is great because I downloaded this from a gallery. While sleeping on night 2, I rudely got intruded, aka Happy Tots got intruded. I called the police and they did the one thing that I guess police are good for and beat up the intruder. So I quickly then put in some burglar alarms at both the daycare and my house later on because I was like, well, that was scary. So basically the Sims 4 base game, I guess, because I don't have the burglars pack, just introduced burglars, which I remember they were a thing in previous Sims games. So, you know, that's a kind of nice little nostalgic throwback, but I was like, yo, you need to get out of here. So yeah, we handled that and that was all fixed the next day. And so starting day 3, I really wanted to focus on making more money and figuring out which employees were working and which ones weren't, and also just bonding and playing more with the kids. So yeah, that's kind of that. Those were kind of my goals going into day 3. So again, opened up the business through the what's that thing called? I don't even know what it's called. What is this called? Ticket thing that you have to have in your lot to run a business. That's how you open it. That's how you set the price modifier, etc. So opened up the business and it was me, Alice, and Jay running the show. A lot of kids would just stand out front in front of the lot, and I'd have to like come and introduce myself and be like, hey, come on in. which was kind of like exhausting, to be honest. And like no one else was doing that. And I was like, I feel like this game should have like a greeter option, because everyone is just standing at the front of my lot, not coming in. And parents would just leave their infants on the road, and it was semi-questionable. Like, if I was a real daycare provider, I would have to call CPS on specifically the land grabs. If you know Sims 4 lore. But yeah, the Ronald land grab often left on the street, which is very sad. He is just a little infant. And then also Nancy would just like hover over us like crazy while in the daycare. Anyways, I started to notice this guy Jay just standing there. I think I took away his ability to cook, because I realized that we weren't selling a lot of things in the showcase, and none of the kids were really eating. I guess I didn't really try calling people to a meal, but I think I did on the first day and no one came. So I really would say for this daycare, like, it's not realistic, because you're not really managing the kids' needs, because you don't know their needs. And if they're a child, they pretty much handle it on their own. The infants and toddlers, like, they'll have smelly diapers, so you change it. But, like, for the most part, like, you could probably ignore them and they would literally be fine. So, here we go. We're firing Jay. Bye, Jay. I fired Jay. He just wasn't doing anything after I took away his cooking ability. I didn't need him here as a chef. I'll keep him in mind when Piper opens a Happy Food or whatever the restaurant equivalent to Happy Tots is. So yeah, we ended this day with just me and Alice, and going forward, it is me and my girl Alice, the first girl I hired. She is a real one. So yeah, I went to bed this night. I realized this lady was just lingering in the lot. And then I realized when I say yes to people hanging out with me, that means they're going to stay on your lot until you send them home. So I ended up obviously sending her home. I prepared for the next day and final day in this video of business, day 4 of running Happy Tots. And it was me and my girl Alice all the way through. I went ahead and told Alice to fix things in her tasks, and she went ahead and fixed the dollhouse all by herself without me telling her to, which you can't really tell the employees what to do is another thing. So yeah, like, if they're just not doing the tasks that you set in the businesses thing, they're just not gonna do it. I ended up choosing to both go viral with my new perk points, and I wanted to give Alice a little bonus for being such a great employee. So I did give her a little bonus. I made sure to spend a lot of time on days 3 and 4 really playing and interacting with the kids and building my relationships up with them, because that's what you would do as a real daycare person. And of course, Trashly is here trying to intrude once again. I don't know why these kids aren't having a fit and tantrum, because I literally would if I saw that at the door of my daycare. But turns out if you ignore Trashly for long enough at your door, he'll just leave, which is a great tip for me. I'm sorry if I seem like a hater, but I'm really just phobic of raccoons. And if you don't know, Trashly is like a freaking raccoon dressed as a human who is honestly rude and just eats your food and comes in and bothers you. So yeah, not a fan of him, but I ignored him long enough and he did leave the area, which is great. So yeah, I really just spent a lot of time this day. I spent a lot of time building up my relationships with the kids, especially with Sud Bun Ma. He honestly must be, oh my god, that's so funny. I'm looking at his profile in The Sims and one of his traits is clingy, and I think that's why we bonded so much, is because he was clinging on to me. But yeah, he was literally like thinking of me, like having thought bubbles of me after. It was quite cute. And then this cutie girl, Evie Delgado, super cute. There's honestly so many kids that came to the lot. I don't have a lot of families, and there were still a lot of kids that came to the lot. I did end up trying to hit on Alice to see if she was interested, because I was like, how cute would it be if we were a couple running this business? But I didn't check that she was married to Eric Lewis. So my bad, Eric Lewis. And Alice definitely told me no, if you're curious. But yeah, I felt like I didn't have that many kids in my game saved already. Like sometimes you have to save them into the game and create the Sims yourselves, but I do feel like I had quite a bit of kids showing up every day, at least enough for me and Alice and for me to make good enough money. So yeah, I basically went ahead, fulfilled my needs, finished off the day, cleaned up the daycare, and that basically concludes my build of my house next to my daycare and running Happy Tots. So after 4 days, we worked 39 hours, which I'd say is pretty good, and we made $2,200. And we apparently did make some money from retail, which I did not realize. But I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of different type of video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.